Hey guys, welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Erica, aka the Slovakian Warrior Princess on Instagram. Um, I've had a lot of people on Instagram reach out to me and ask me all kinds of things, and I decided to just start a YouTube channel so I can kind of discuss those topics in details for you guys. Um, and because I'm a rambler, I have my videos are going to be pretty long and they won't be able to be posted on Instagram. So here's my YouTube channel. First episode, I've had a few people suggest that I should do a little bit of introduction about me for those of you who don't know much about me or anything about me at all. So I am 23 years old. I am a bodybuilder. I do compete. I started lifting when I was 14 years old. I started with powerlifting in high school. So I have been training for almost 10 years. This year's going to be 10 years. What inspired me to start lifting? That's a good question I get a lot. I was inspired by Arnold. When I was a little girl, I watched Pumping Iron with my dad. For those who don't know, Pumping Iron is a documentary made in the 70s about Arnold Schwarzenegger, Lou Ferrigno, Frank Colombo, and all the golden era bodybuilders. It was the first film made about bodybuilding or anything about the sport really that was on film. So it was really, really cool. I saw that when I was little and I was just absolutely in love with the sport, and I always wanted to do it, but growing up I was always kind of taught that that was for boys. Bodybuilding was for boys. My dad always liked bodybuilding. We always had posters up in our house. We always had the magazines, and we used to I grew up in Slovakia also. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. Growing up in Slovakia, we had this antenna, and we would get some Polish channels in just so we could watch the strongman competitions on the weekends, because Slovakia would never air stuff like that. So we had to get the channels from Poland. So I mean, I always grew up, with like muscles are awesome, being strong is cool, but no one in my family actually did anything about it. We kind of were just big fans, of the sport. And I distinctly remember the most iconic poster, I guess, that stuck with me growing up. It was a poster of Milos Sarcev. He's amazing. My favorite guys from the 90s, probably. He just competed amongst the greatest. He competed against Ronnie Coleman, Kevin Levrone, I mean, all those guys. So he really was stacked in all the competitions, and he really held his own. He had a beautiful, beautiful shape. I mean, he still does. The guy's in his 50s, and he looks incredible. If you guys don't know him, you should definitely check him out. He's like one of the greatest trainers right now in bodybuilding, so definitely check him out. What else? Yeah, so I started with powerlifting because that was at my school, and also it wasn't like bodybuilding. It wasn't like putting on muscle. So I thought, that was okay, because girls shouldn't have muscle. At least I could be strong. So I started doing that. And then as I got into it, a few years into it, I started trying fitness training. And I liked that a lot more, and I started seeing more physical changes as opposed to strength gains. And I said, you know what, screw it. I'm going to do bodybuilding. And I got into it. And of course, when I started, all I cared about was, let me get some abs, just a little bit of muscle, make everything tight. And then the more I got into it, and the more shows I went to, and the more actual pro competitors I've seen, the more I got into the more muscular look. So after my first show, I was like, man, those figure girls look great. Like, they have muscle, but they don't look too bad and all that. So I was like, okay, yeah, I could do that. So that was my goal at the time. And the more shows I went to, like the Tampa Pro, which is like my favorite show to go to, I got to meet some of the pro women's bodybuilders, and I just thought, oh my God, they're incredible. They look absolutely beautiful, and they don't look manly like they do in the pictures, because pictures are very deceiving, Like, they can look just enormous and huge because they're the optical illusion with the muscle, they get really lean and shredded. When they flare out all the muscles on stage, they look huge, but when they're not flexing, when they're just talking to you, they look absolutely beautiful. So I don't know why people give them so much hate for it, but I fell in love with it, and I've been pursuing that for like 5-6 years now. Just trying to focus on getting bigger and more muscular, but also trying to not spill over too much as I'm gaining, you know, the dirty bulks. I tried that in the very beginning. I mean, it was fun. Ever since high school, really, I always tried to get bigger, so I always ate all the food because, you know, that was the thing. You eat all the food, you lift all the weight, and you put on all the muscles. So I would just like dirty bulk and eat. I used to eat those gigantic like muffins, you know, like Sam's Club and BJ's have like these ginormous muffins, and they have like huge granule sugar on top. I would eat that as my pre-workout because like you gotta eat big to get big, right? So I would eat all the food, and if I didn't gain an X amount of weight every week, I would like beat myself up about it and eat more food. And I mean, I was eating lots of protein, but I was eating so much crap just to eat. But you know what? I loved it. I didn't care. That's all I wanted to do. And the scale kept going up, and I was just happy as I could be. Until I decided to start competing and got a coach and realized, hey, you're fat. You need to really lean out and do something about it. So that's when I started caring more about the nutrition and how not to dirty bulk and how to clean bulk, try to put on lean muscle and make it easier on my body. I don't have to gain all that weight and then lose all that weight again, as fun as it is gaining all that weight, because I could eat. Yeah, so what else is there? I've done 3 shows so far, been competing for 3 years. Yeah, oh, I am also 5'11". I'm super tall. Most people don't realize how tall I am until they meet me. What else? My favorite color is blue. For those of you who can't tell, like 90% of the things on my page are blue, probably. What else? Oh, I'm really into makeup, if you can't tell. So if you guys want to see some makeup tutorials, I've had some girls request. I can probably do one for you now that I have a channel and I have somewhere to put them. Exercise videos. I was asked about exercise videos at home. I am so sorry, but I'm not going to do that. Seems like every person on Instagram is posting at-home workout videos, and as fun as it looks to push a couch, yeah, I don't want to. I have a gym that I'm going to. I'm fortunate enough that I have a friend with a home gym, so I'm doing that. I don't have to be doing weird stuff for likes, because honestly, that's what I feel like half of that stuff is. They're just doing weird stuff just to try to get likes by out-weirding each other out, when you don't have to be doing any of that weird stuff. You can just get a set of bands and do normal exercises like normal people do, or just do body weight things. You can make a little weight feel like extreme weight, just like your body. If you're doing body weight squats or lunges, and if you do the reps really, really slow and really concentrated, you could make those suckers burn more than you would with a machine or weights. Like, you really don't have to be doing anything crazy and weird, or like, seriously. And please leave your dogs alone. Don't squat with your dogs. They do not enjoy it. They don't like it at all. So please don't abuse your animals with your at-home workouts. But yeah, so hopefully this quarantine's over soon, so we can all get back to our normal schedules.